Come on in. Good morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name is Katie O'Neill and I am so excited about this morning's video. So welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. Today we're looking at a 2023 Renegade Verona. This is the 40 VBH. This is my #1 selling product and I cannot wait to show you this new interior color combination. So Jody, as usual, please go ahead and take her on back. Today is really exciting because we have our new wood color, but I've never seen it paired with sandstone. So this is super fun. We see this beautiful skyline exterior blue, oftentimes paired with the gray mist interior, but this is the fantastic sandstone interior. And I think, you know, whenever you have a coach that comes in, a lot of times you're a little concerned because you go, oh gosh, that color paired so well with our new wood interior in the gray mist. I hope it's going to look well with the sandstone, which is kind of a medium taupe. So if you take a look over here behind the headboard, you'll see that this is a really nice mid-tone. Of course, in the top right-hand corner and left-hand corner, we have a Type-C port as well as a USB port and two 110 outlets. And this is, of course, the RV King. We have fantastic bunk over cab storage. As you can see, one of the nice things about the Renegade product is that in these cabinets above the bed, there's nothing behind them. So these cabinets are actually representative of the full storage capacity that you're going to have in this coach. And I just love the way this new wood color turned out with the sandstone. The valances and like window decors are so pretty. And of course you have your MCD, both day and night shades here. And I love the color of this blind with this coach. It just looks really classy. So certainly one of my favorite interior colors. Now over here on this nightstand, we have a full extension drawer for the top, as well as a nice cabinet down below. So again, this 40 VBH is definitely one of my top selling products because of the versatility it offers you as a consumer. Now, one of the things I like to talk about a lot is cabinet quality, and there is really no manufacturer that makes a better cabinet than the Renegade. So this is such a nice cabinet quality. All of the solid maple is just really, really well built. The Amish that we find in Napanee, Indiana, and in Elkhart that are responsible for our two major brands are both very competitive in terms of putting out the best product possible. So, you know, between Newmar and Renegade, there's really no other coach that compares in the Super C market to the quality of these coaches. And this is just a fantastic execution of quality and again of style. I love these valances, so pretty. Your emergency exit windows here. You've got your Samsung television here as well. The Renegade product and the 40 VBH does come with Blu-ray players both in the bathroom, in the bedroom as well as in the front, which is very, very nice. In the Valencia, you don't get that Blu-ray player in the bedroom. I do carry those, by the way. I keep those in stock, so if you want to have one, we keep them, but it's nice that they come standard in this product. Now, of course, we talk about this cabinet a lot and the fact that there's some separation here. So if you do have wetsuits or maybe you're a big snowmobiler, this is a great place where you can hang longer things in your wardrobe, but wait until you see the next place to store things. So as you can see, this has got the closet inserts. And the reason that we do this is because some people don't have kids. They just have a lot of stuff. So if you'd like to be able to hang, this is 80 inches, by the way, by 30. If you'd like to have 80 inches of additional closet space in this coach, you have that. Now we have ordered this in with the two televisions, so this rod is removable, but really, really nice that you have all of this additional closet space. And then you can remove these. You just pull this pin and this entire insert comes out. So you could use this for a number of different things. If you had people sleeping in here, you could leave the insert in place. They can still open and close the door. But if you're going to be using it for, you know, maybe totes of stuff, if you're planning on being on the road for a long time, of course, this is fantastic storage. Lifting these up, you'll see also we've got this really nice carpet lined surface here so you won't hear those totes rattling. And of course, down below here would be a great place for any kind, if you had a puppy bed or if you had a kitty or anything that you wanted to store, maybe you know, your snowboards, whatever it is that you're using this coach for, you can really use this great area down here. And with these windows that open up, you can get ventilation coming through the center of the coach to the rear. So this is a great way. You open both of these windows, turn on that fan, you've got ventilation coming through, and then both of these bunks are going to have, again, that Type-C, USB, and 2 110 outlets, as well as lights, which are just a push button to turn on and off. And then down below here, look at the size of these drawers. Isn't this dreamy? This is so much space. So Renegade just does a fantastic job. I'm gonna turn that light off, otherwise I'm gonna see it glowing this evening when I go to leave work. They just do a fantastic job at the way that they assemble this coach. And I really, you know, like I said, with these nice soft closed drawers, with all of this extra wardrobe space, you really have a coach that is second to none in terms of room in the Super C segment, especially at this price point. And please keep in mind, this coach, I've got a few people that are interested in it, but it's still available. So, you know, go ahead and like reach out to me. Let me know if this is something that might be right for you, because I'll tell you, this type of inventory does not stick around. And Jason, if you're watching, she's still here. Jason picked up a different coach while waiting for this one. And I really wouldn't mind him giving me a call back to let me know that he is remiss, because what a beautiful job he did in ordering this special from the factory. And we have been waiting for this since August. So the fact that this is available in inventory right now as a 2023 is pretty fantastic. Now, one of the things I really like about the Renegade Verona is that you have a few different rooms here. So not only do you have this bedroom here, which is of course, you know, got your 15,000 BTU. I always try to struggle to see that. Does that say Mach 3? I think it's a Mach 3 air conditioner with heat pump here in the bedroom on its own, which is just so nice to have a whole entire room that you could dedicate to one air conditioner, keeping it cool while you're sleeping. But you can close this section off, and then with the Renegade Verona, you can also close off. Sorry about that. I've got kind of a bum elbow, Jody, just so you know. I almost fell down the stairs twice today. So anyway, seriously, I almost fell down the stairs twice today. This little section here, so if you close this door and close this door, somebody could be in here taking a shower, getting ready to go, getting dressed in the morning without being in your bedroom. So you could actually have a whole separate room here, a separate room here, a separate room here, and then the front galley. So what does that make it? A 5-bedroom apartment on wheels? I mean, it's really pretty fantastic. But this midship bath, what's so nice about this is if you are sleeping in and you have company that's maybe spent the night, they can close this, take a shower, have a whole nice large area to get dressed in. A lot of times our friends will keep their duffel bags and their suitcases in this center area here. So let's say you've got all your stuff here in the center for the people that are using either the bunk over cab in the front or that queen size pull-out bed. They can come in here, get to their stuff, get dressed, and they're not gonna be in your bedroom. So I really, really love the layout of this coach. It's super, super functional. Of course, also, having owned a Renegade Verona, I'll tell you, the way that they have all of this cabinet space so uniform makes it so easy to upfit and to outfit with all the trays that you need to keep things inside of. So again, all of these cabinets are legitimately what you expect them to be when you see them. There's not, in my Superstar, there's a lot of wires and things, so when you open a cabinet door, you may not have the full expanse of what you're seeing in front of you, but here in the Renegade product, you actually get all of the space as you see it unadulterated, and it really makes a big difference. Now here we have this max fan. Now this is a rain sensing fan, and what's so nice about this is you can turn it off and just open it, and when you have your windows open in your bunk and in your bedroom, you've got that great cross ventilation throughout the coach. And then here, one of the things that they've improved since I had my RV is this little handle here. When I would sit on this handle in my 2020, it would turn off the water. So now this is a hard handle. You just twist it on and off, but if you push on it, it won't turn the water off. Another major improvement on this coach is the fact that there's a soap dish here on your slide tray, so you can keep your soap dish here, and then you can keep your shampoo and conditioner here in the center. The other big feature of this coach that makes it so nice is going to be if your children are really naughty, you just close these and they're kind of vacuum sealed in here, and then you push this little lock across and they can't get out, which means you can have a nice relaxing weekend. Just put the kids in the shower. No, I'm just kidding, don't do that. Oh boy. One of these days someone's gonna write in and be like, "Did you really do that to your children?" My kids will be like, "Yes, she tortured us. She hung us upside down in the closet with her toes." I didn't do that. Okay, tons of storage here underneath. Again, unadulterated, full amount of drawer space. Everything, as you would expect, is as deep as it looks. And then I love this little pocket here. One of the things that's nice about this is a great place to keep hand towels and linens. But see that little vent down below? That is from your hydronic heat. So what does hydronic heat mean to you? It means that there's a coil of antifreeze under this coach that is actually thermostatically controlled in your bays, so it keeps your bays warm, but it also runs under this coach and pushes air in through those little vents throughout the coach, giving you a warm coach without the noise that you would hear from a heat pump. So a really great way to heat your coach, much more efficient than a heat pump and much better at those lower temperatures. As you heard me earlier, I mentioned if you're out, maybe in Mammoth and you're catching, a few rides out on your snowmobile and then you're going to go up and take down some tracks, on your snowboard, this coach is really great at lower temperatures, and that's a really fantastic thing, and that's because it is all electric with that hydronic heat underneath, again, keeping not only the coach warm, but also keeping your bays warm so you're not going to freeze your tanks. Over here, one of the things I just like to mention, of course, is I love the way we do this seamless undermount sink where there's no seam here, so of course very easy to keep clean. And then we have our two 110 outlets and our little washcloth holder here, as well as our stationary towel rack. Everything that you need right here above your porcelain potty. So this is a really nice porcelain potty. And of course, one of the things is if you're a big dude, this is big space. So this is a really comfortable bathroom no matter what size you are. So this is a really great mid-bath for you. So this is going to be a mid-bath with total sleeping quarters of 2, 4, 6 above the bunk over cab, and then another on the fold out couch. So for up to 8 people, not including the dinette. So this is a lot of storage. Now another nice thing about this coach is that we have things like little outlets down here. Let's say you're blow drying your hair and you want to plug in and you want to have both doors closed while you're getting ready. Someone else can be in the bathroom, you can be here blow drying your hair. And then right above this, you'll also note that you have all of these controls here. So you have all of your light controls, your fresh gray and black water tanks are showing right here. You get to see all of your batteries. You can tell that your generator's on, and you can run through and touch all of these, and you can see everything. Generators running 9.7. You can see, where your inverter's charging. You can see all of your power sources, how things are going. You can see your temperature, how it's set, whether or not it's using the AquaHot burner system, again for that hot hydronic heat, or the electric system. Now keep in mind, your burner system is going to be what gets your water up to 120 degrees really hot. This electric system, though, if you're plugged into 50 amp, isn't costing you any money. It's just running off of the power that you are having at your pole to pole. Here's your fan control, your slide control, and then settings. And you'll notice that here with settings, I can look here at my mobile app setting, and I have all of those same controls here on my phone that I have in this application. So everything in this app is mirrored right here in this application. Let me just tap on this little guy up here. So you can see down there at the bottom, those are all the same switches that you have on that left-hand side under settings available on your phone. Really, really fantastic feature. Right now I'm getting a warning up at the top telling me that I don't have any gray water space when I'm low on fresh water. That's what that little dot means. But it's super, super cool that you have all of that functionality available at the touch of a button right on your phone. Now, let's go ahead and close that. So those little snaps are super nice. One of the best improvements, I'd say, in the RV experience, though, for the Verona is the color of this countertop. So historically, we had some really dark countertops in, for instance, our gray mist, but I love this white swirl with this kind of taupey beige and gray mixed in with the sandstone. I love the backsplash that you see here. I mean, Renegade really stepped it up with the appearance of this coach this year, really gave us a much higher quality, higher level looking coach. And it's great because this is still that fantastic price point. They've actually been pretty consistent in their pricing in the last, 6 to 12 months, where some of the other manufacturers have gone up substantially. So this is a great buy for you. Now, this High Point microwave and convection oven is the same microwave and convection that I had in my 2020. It works great. You can make brownies in here. You can microwave a burrito. So it does both baking and microwaving. Again, there's that second Blu-ray player that you have up here. You've got your coax input as well. And then this coach has got 3 175-watt solar panels on top of it, as well as a lithium-ion battery pack, 150 gallons of fresh water, 75 gallons of gray water, and 75 gallons of black water. So no one in the marketplace can compare to Renegade when it comes to their capacities. Especially, like I said, this price point makes this coach, in my opinion, the best value for dollar in the marketplace. So I really like the fact, you know, I don't always show this, but I think it's important to show that you can bring this television out. But this soundbar is fantastic. So if you're doing movie night and someone is sitting at the booth, and then you've got, you know, your recliners over here, you can actually tilt this towards the rest of the family so everyone can have a good view of that television. And it comes on and off really easily. So I wanted to kind of show that today. Also up here, we want to just talk briefly about this bunk over cab situation. This is such a nice amount of space. And as you can see, I've got my skylight controls are going to be on my phone. I've got controls up here. So if I'm one of the kids and I want to go to bed, I can open and close those, maybe watch the stars at night, all from the touch of a button right here. And then you'll see I've got this little LED light compartment up here where I can store my cell phone, charge everything, maybe keep my sunglasses, my wallet, all that stuff I have as a kid. And what's so important about this is we actually had a bunk situation. Most recently, I went to St. Louis to see Sierra Farrell, and we had this great hotel. And you would never think about it, but having a cubby to keep your cords in is really important, because I woke up in the morning and my cord was on the wall and my pillow had hit it, and it had become unplugged. So I woke up and, you know, of course I've got a concert that night. We're at a foreign city. We're taking pictures of everybody, and I don't have any charge on my phone. I have to like literally like plug in at every single place that we stop at. So really nice design feature here. Something I think maybe I've taken for granted in the past. I was like, God, it's so amazing how much you know, research and development these RV companies do to make these RVs work as well as they do. Now again, here's that sandstone. I just wanted to show, here's a day shade. Here's with the night shade drawn. You can completely black out this bedroom. These are just really nice new recliners for Renegade. Super, super comfortable. You've got a cup holder on each side. Again, these 110 outlets with the Type-C, USB, and 2 110s. You've got ventilation throughout the coach on this model, which is super nice. So all of your cross ventilation coming through all the way through here, and then 12 unadulterated feet of cabinet space up top. Again, in my Superstar, I have a lot of like little things that encroach on this storage, and I don't have any of that here. This little cushion here, in combination with the other two that come down, turn this booth into also a sleeping quarters. So technically, if you had some littles here, you could really sleep 9 people in this RV. One of the things that's nice about this coach, though, and the way that it's set up, is if you do have, let's say it's you and your daughter and her husband and your 2 grandkids, and everyone's going camping together, and one of them happens to be, you know, 9 months old. Well, these lap belts that are here underneath this coach, these lap belts can actually be used with a forward-facing or rear-facing car seat. All you have to do is lower this table. So this is a really, really nice way to be able to have all the family in the coach and have a seatbelt system that actually works for babies. Because I know that a lot of us, when we're camping, we're going camping with our families, especially with a bunk model like this. But I also want to kind of point out to you, this is an immense amount of counter space. I have a client right now who I'm talking to about putting a deposit down on this unit, and he said, I'm a little bit worried about losing my counter space to this coach because of the bunks. And I'm telling you, this is so much more counter space. I would say my Superstar, I've got about this much counter space, and that's including my induction cooktop. With this RV, look at the size of this induction cooktop. What's so nice about the way that they do this cooktop is you know, first of all, you can cover up one side or the other, but these are big sections here. So you can put big pots and pans here, and there's plenty of room to store those because you've got so much storage, not only above, but also over here in your cabinets. And then you have all of this great storage here, right, for your filters. No, you keep your silverware here. But yeah, so you've got all of this great storage here. And then on the 40 VBH, you actually have an extra cubby here that I didn't have on my 36 VSB. And that's really handy because all of your controls for your circuit breakers are over here under the oven. So it's really nice that you have that extra cubby. And then keep in mind, there's that hydronic heat vent right again. But look at the size of this cabinet. This is huge. I mean, you could really keep an air fryer and a rice cooker and a coffee pot just on one shelf alone. This is a ton of space, and I love these slide outs. These are more generous than they were in my 36 VSB. So again, this is just one of my very, very favorite products. Definitely my #1 selling RV by Renegade for sure. And certainly, in my opinion, the best value for dollar in the marketplace. Look at that. I mean, so we keep our bread in a tote above the refrigerator just like this. And it is just amazing how much space is up there. It's just so crazy. A few years back, we got rid of our handles. So I really love this. You just open from the bottom. But something I talk about a lot with these refrigerators is the fact that really, really basic space here. This Samsung is so nice. 19.7 cubic feet of space here. But you can really buy different stackable things. And if you're going to go on a long trip, it's really important to have it's to have space that you could actually use modularly stackable containers. So highly encourage those modularly stackable containers because you can fit so much more if you're putting your blueberries in one container, your strawberries in another container, you know, your hot dogs and bacon and all that in one container. And so you can keep everything kind of stacked, really fill this refrigerator up and get a ton of storage out of this if you're planning on going away for 2 or 3 weeks. Another thing that I talk about a lot about this coach is the fact that when you lock this, you can tell that it's locked. So on my Superstar, I'll tell you, there's been a number of times where I thought I remembered to lock that and I hadn't, and the door pops open. So you don't worry about that on a Renegade because it's got this really visible locking system. You still have that same fantastic amount of ice and huge deep storage as well. But once again, so nice that you can tell when you've locked this that it's locked. It's just a really, really great feature, on that refrigerator. Now, I'm gonna put these covers back. I'll tell you, if I was you, and when I did it with my coach, both my Renegade and also with my Superstar, is if you take this cover into Walmart with you or wherever, Williams-Sonoma, wherever you happen to shop, and find one that's just a little thinner and a little bit smaller, what you can do is you can put that then down here and it will have just enough of a lip decrease so that your phone doesn't go skittering off. So the size you're really looking for is probably about the same size as end to end here. And that way you can actually have a cutting board that's permanent. And I leave these covers at home. I only take one with me. On the Newmar, they have a cutting board on the back of it. And it's a nice thought. The problem is for me, I'm not going to cut on something that's going to have marks on it for resale. I don't know, I don't want to use it. So I just leave it at home and bring a cutting board that I don't mind marking up. So look at this underneath. This is definitely industry best. This trash can is full size. And not only is it full size, but you can actually fit a blue one and a black one inside of this. So you can use this inside. You can use a blue one for outside recycling and the black one for outside as well. And then when it's time to go, empty your trash, stack them all back inside of each other, and they fit. But before I put this back, let me just show you. Look at how much room you have underneath here. So this coach does not have central vac, but it's got a great place to keep a Dyson or any other, I've got a Craftsman handheld vacuum cleaner that I use all the time. Tons of room for all of your cleaning supplies as well. Really, really a lot of nice space here underneath this sink. Again, this is one of the best attributes of Renegade is that they make everything so simple and easy to use. And then take a look at the size of this sink. So I love a nice deep basin sink. I'm a single sink type of person. I do have a dual in mine. I've learned to live without, with having the separation, but in this, we would actually keep a silicone collapsible bucket to keep our soapy water in. And then whenever we had big stuff that we needed to wash out, we have our spray and pour feature on our residential size style faucet, and a ton of room here. Now, for those of you that are curious about how this app works, this is the app that I was using earlier. We are going to use this outside to bring the slides in on this coach. Of course, bringing the slides in is one thing. Bringing the slides out is really the other thing, I think, that makes such a big difference. I also wanted to point out, take a look at these fantastic seats. So these are air ride seats. One thing I'll tell you is if you were vertically challenged like you need to put a footrest under your feet to have your feet touch the ground when you have your seat all the way up like I do on this side. But we've got our nice Garmin nav system. Starting just from the middle of this console, from the right to the left, your cigarette lighter, of course, all important. Just kidding. I don't know. You can use that to put your radar detector. Just kidding. You shouldn't need a radar detector in a coach like this, especially since it's got adaptive cruise control. Okay, so that's what we're talking about there. The WABCO down here on the bottom right-hand corner is your adaptive cruise control. I just delivered a 36 VSB to a client, and he was really surprised that it actually it broke. So in other words, it was applying the brakes and then accelerating for him. So yes, this is when I say adaptive cruise control, it will apply the brakes and accelerate for you. You've got your extra trailer camera there. You have that little round dial is going to be your tire pressure monitoring system. So go just zoom in really quick right there. So right there's your tire pressure monitoring system. And then you'll see that you see lane alerts. So you've got lane tracking here. That little adjustable up and down button that has a trailer on it so you can lower your vehicle, so you can actually get your tow vehicle on this coach easier. This has got a 20,000 pound towing capacity, power windows, power door locks, heated mirrors, 6-speed Allison transmission, fog lamps. Up on the top to the right of the fog lamps is your engine brake, and that is a two-stage, so it's not just a turbo brake. This is actually an engine brake. You'd have to turn it on with the middle button, and then higher and low is on the right-hand side. And then just a typical and really easy to read standard dash here by Freightliner. Of course, this is a Freightliner M2106 chassis. Then power mirrors on the left-hand door here. And then up here is where you would be able to honk your air horn. This does have a really nice air horn to it. We'll try that before we get out today. But then these curtains, this is where I wanted to show you, because I had a client who said, you never show the curtains. The reason I don't show the curtains is because I use a product called Heat Shield. But if you're trying to stay warm in the winter, these are actually a really nice feature because this keeps the heat in. I would use Heat Shield to keep the heat out. I think that they work better. But somebody asked me to show them how this actually unfolded. There we go. So this is how this unfolds. Where am I hung up? I'm hung up somewhere down here. Okay, there we go. So this actually unfolds here. It comes all the way across. There we go. And then this just attaches right here in the middle. Again, this amount of sun coming in and heating your dash is going to push this warm air up and over this little flap here. So this would be a great way to keep heat in your coach when it's cold out. If you would like to get these heat shields, I actually took a picture of it and sent it off to 2 clients over the weekend. It covers this, and it's a Mylar backed shield that will actually keep the heat from coming into the coach. So this is going to be great for the winter. These heat shields in the front would be better for the summer. The nice thing about having the summer-based ones is when you turn your seats around, you can still have access to your Garmin. If you're playing your dash radio, you can still have that here. And then your heat shields are, of course, not they're not encumbering the dash. So love that feature. Armrests on both sides is really important on these chairs. These do swivel and turn all the way around. So this is a great coach. Again, if you have a bunch of people sitting around watching a movie, you can turn this chair around, fit a few people back there at that booth. You've got your 2 really nice recliners. You've got your storage here underneath. This is just a great place to store your remotes. And then one of the things I do like about that too is that you could keep a bowl of chips and some salsa there in that center armrest if you wanted to. Okay, so I promised Jody that this would be a fast video. I think that I'm going pretty well. So let's go ahead and start down the stairs. Again, we'll talk a little bit briefly about things like these courtesy lights, which are throughout the coach. Again, there's another vent for your hydronic heat. Your fire extinguisher is standard. This e-start, if you have a problem turning your engine over, one of the things I'll tell you is you have to have a piece of tape and hold this in if you want to use your house batteries to jump your chassis. So that requires 2 people or a piece of tape. So keep tape in the coach, I guess, or a sticker. This is just locking our step. And then this is our house battery disconnect. And then above the fire extinguisher here, we have our EQ smart leveling system. There is an app for this as well. But basically you turn it on, hit auto level. This will get this coach up to level. And when it's time to hit home, you hit all retract and it pulls everything up. Very simple system, very easy to use. And again, this is just such a wonderful RV. There's so much in this coach that makes it so fantastic. You know, you would never know that. You kind of start taking things for granted until you see people come in with trade-ins and you're like aghast at the fact that, you know, you might not have day and night shades, that you might not have a leveling system, that you might not have courtesy lights. Take a look here. This is such a great place to keep your flip-flops and your tennis shoes. I mean, it's just, this coach is really, really so fantastic. Now, this coach has a 100-gallon fuel capacity as well. So you've got 100 gallons, you've got dual stage or dual fill tanks. They're saddle tanks. So you'd fill this side and the other side simultaneously. It's important to note that when you have a coach like this, here's that seat all the way up. And I'm going to come around behind you, Jody, to show where we air up and drop that seat. Trying to cover stuff that sometimes I forget to cover because I get a lot of people who are like, oh, how do you air it up? It's right there. But so one of the things to note too is that in my Superstar, I don't have this nice metal grippy step. I really like these metal step plates. I think that they look tough. So that's kind of cool. And then I'm going to go ahead and close this door. We will show getting in and out of the coach when we get around to the other side. Again, this is that Skyline paint. And oh, I wanted to do this. It's been a little bit breezy today, but I think we can get away with it. Let's go confirm awnings and we'll just try extend. There we go. So we do have it. So here is your extendable Girard awning. And as you can see, I'm using my phone to do this. So this is super cool. Why is this cool? Well, because you never know how close you are to that tree that you parked next to. So when you're standing inside of your RV, it's really hard to see where your awning is actually extending to and whether or not you're going to run into something. So being able to use my phone, I just have to hold this button down while I'm outside so I can see whether or not I'm going to hit something at my campsite while I'm extending my awning. And if maybe I want to stop, I can do that. Hopefully it will not, it might pull me back in. We just got a little gust. It was out earlier today. Yep, it's going to go back in. So here is my awning. Hey, can I do it? No, it wants to retract. So we'll go ahead and retract. Sorry for the not complete demonstration on the awning extension. It's just a little too breezy. And of course, this has a wind sensor, so it'll pull in. A lot of people will say, does that pull in automatically? Yes, but don't be that victim. Don't be the person who thought that their awning would come in, left it open while they were, you know, out hiking for the day and came back to find it askew on the side of their coach. You know, make sure if you're leaving your RV for the day, bring your awning in before you go, because a big wind gust, of course, is not going to give you or give the awning enough time to pull itself in. You really just don't want to put yourself at that risk. But on that note, while it's coming in, you can see that little LED light strip up top. That's a super nice feature of this coach, is that you will have that lighting whether your awning is deployed or not for your outside living room. And of course, when I talk about your outside living room, that's because you've got your television here along with a sound bar. You've got your USB charging system. We use this JBL speaker out here all the time to listen to just Jimi Hendrix, Led Zeppelin, whatever, just camping music, you know, while you're sitting by your Outlander fire pit. I talk about those a lot here in Colorado. We have fire bands, and you can put your fire pit out here, have your radio going, have your awning out. It's just a really cool place to catch up with your friends. And I love it because I can put that Outlander fire pit out right next to my RV. I don't get smoke in the RV. I don't smell weird at the end of the night. Look at the storage in here. It's an incredible amount of storage. Another nice feature we should talk about too is on the right-hand side here, these latches, these dual latches. you just know you're super secure going down the road. Like I said, there's just really no one else who puts out a product like this at this price point. This is such a great opportunity here. That air chock will reach to all of your tires. There's also a grommet just to the right of it, so that if you are running something out of this coach, you will have a little place where you can actually put that out without having your door open. Those are slide locks. Those are to keep your slides in while you're going down the road. And then I wanted to show this to you because we talked about this. Again, this is the rear slide retract. This is so nice that I can do this from outside of my coach, because what that means is when I pull up late at night, the kids are sleeping, you know, there's one person who's getting the insides ready, maybe making dinner. I can go ahead and get to the outside, get all plugged in, and then deploy my slides without having to have someone sit there and spot me from the inside. So really love that feature. It's something I certainly miss about my coach. Is on my Superstar, I don't have that access. Oh, so we are gonna do something kind of fun right here. We're gonna go ahead and go here to our little app. I'm gonna go here to my power, and I'm gonna stop my generator. So again, starting and stopping your generator, running your slides, all of those things through this app make it so much more convenient. Look at the depth of this slide here. So again, Renegade just does such a fantastic job at really maximizing space, and it's always transparent. You know, it's gonna be that you have all of that space all the way through to that back wall. Great place to keep hockey sticks, to keep paddleboard paddles, to keep fishing poles, whatever it is that you're taking on the road with you. This is absolutely where we would keep our Outlander fire pit. Great little storage cubbies all throughout this coach, lots and lots of room. Again, so this is going to be the M2106 chassis. Here's your rear view backup camera. Here's your 20,000 pound hitch. It is reversible. Also, you've got your Voyager camera connect here and your 7-pin connector here as well. You also have these nice docking lights so that you can see behind you. But keep in mind, 20,000 pound towing capacity. This is a 8.9 liter Cummins engine built on the Freightliner M2106 chassis. This is going to have 850 foot-pounds of torque on a Valencia. It's going to have 1150 on a Verona. So really big improvement from going from one chassis up to the next. For those of you that are looking for a 20,000 pound towing capacity, the Valencia is a 12, so it's a really nice product. But this M2106 giving you that 20,000 pound capacity and that extra 350 foot-pounds of torque is a real difference maker in the mountains. So very, very important stats there. Again, Renegade does a lot of cool products, so this isn't the only choice, but it sure is a good one. Here's your power cord reel. Again, another grommet, a surge protector. The Renegades come standard with an adapter to 50 or to 30 amp. This is a 50 amp coach. And then on the right hand side is a switch here to pull that cord in. And of course, that's just what gives you so much more storage room here in this bay. Having that on the power reel is a big deal. Here's that generator I turned off earlier, so I can use my app to turn this on and off. I can turn it on and off from inside of the coach, and I can also do it here on the outside. So really easy to get this thing rolling. You can absolutely run this generator while doing your laundry going down the road. Here in a water bay, they have a really great feature. I think it's fantastic. I love the way that all of these labels are etched into the actual plate there, so you can see that they're going to give that permanence to you. And then in 2023, we went to this sea level monitoring system, which is much more accurate. So that's a big improvement for this model year. You know, along with that wood trim, I think that these are two major difference makers. Here is our whole house water filter. You just slide this up and around the bottom to loosen and tighten it. And of course, we saw that water filter on the inside. This has a hose in it. It's not great. It doesn't have clear elbows. I would really recommend getting one with clear elbows. And then while we do this, I'm gonna go ahead and bring this other slide in. Oh, she's working. Okay, so this is where I would actually keep my, my hose in my coach, just because I don't really wanna have a small one. I wanna have the 20 hose. Mine breaks into two 10-foot segments, but it has the clear elbows on it, which is really important because those clear elbows allow you to know when the actual coach is empty. And then these are your gray and black water tanks, and these are heated and monitored tanks. So if they get too cold for some reason, you'll be able to know that you need to check your power, make sure your heat's on. So just a really cool system here. This is what's running everything. This is your AquaHot 250D. Inside of this system, there's a boiler. It's boiling this fluid over here on the left. I call this AquaHot juice. If you say that you've watched this video, I will give you a free gallon of AquaHot juice. If it's too high or too low, your system's not gonna work. So you wanna make sure you have enough of that fluid on hand. But this is what's heating your coach. This is what's heating your water. This is what's heating your bays. This is a really important feature. And this is a 3rd generation AquaHot system. So you can tell that by the actual serial number on the product, which is up here. So what that means is, I'm sorry, it's right here. That serial number is going to tell you this 3rd gen is going to have a lot better reliability than we had on some of our 1st generations of this unit. Oh my gosh, did you see that, Jody? It's a bug. It means it's not -3 today. How exciting is that? Hey folks, for those of you who've stuck with us through the winter time in those negative temperatures, I gotta tell you, it's RV season, call me. Because man, things are popping off the lot. It was quiet this winter. We all expected that. You know, we had a banner last 2 years, but man, it's getting really busy these days. More storage, who would have ever expected you'd have that? Now, why can I have all this storage? It's because here in this next bay, I have my 3 Lithionics batteries here, and my 2 chassis batteries. So look at how compact and tight that unit is. I can fit all 3 of my batteries here and my 2 chassis batteries, so 5 total batteries in this tiny little bay. Go technology. Here's your 6-gallon def tank, your other 50-gallon fill. Now, why does this matter? Because they're right next to each other. This is so much more convenient for you. Those of you who've actually fueled up an RV, I know you can appreciate how much nicer it is to be able to actually get out of your coach, run around to the front, put one hose in, another over here, and then get your def filled up all at the same time. It's a really fantastic opportunity. Now, one of the things we talked about is I am going to show you the air horn on this coach. Bless you, Jody. Jody's sneezing. Oh my God, where's my key? I'm not going to show you the air horn. Who took my key? Avin? No key, doesn't stop me. I just think that that's a nice feature. So there's my air horn. The other thing I wanted to show you is that this does come with the optional brake controller. We also have the optional power water reel on this coach. And then this over here, we couldn't really see it here, but these are all your lights and your cruise control settings are right here. So very easy to access, increase and decrease your speed. And again, this is going to be that smart system that's going to accelerate and brake for you. So that when you're going down the road, if you're just tracking along with traffic, on 8 hours, it's nice to be able to take your foot off the accelerator and know that you're not going to rear end somebody. So pretty cool feature there. This is your block heater. When it's cold, you need to use that. If you don't, you'll get a fault code. Freightliner will charge you $160 to turn it off. And that's really all you'll spend the money on, and it's not covered by warranty because your engine was cold when you started it, so don't do that. So we talk about this all the time. Here's your beautiful marriage of Cummins to your Freightliner chassis. Everything in red is going to be Cummins. Everything in black is going to be Freightliner. And then down here you'll see your positive and negative connections for jumping your coach are super easy to get to. Of course, all of your filters are super easy to get to. Everything on this coach is very easily accessible. This is why you buy a Super C. The other reason you buy a Super C is because Renegade does, when they order their coach, they order this chassis to be very, very robust. But Freightliner does things like these little breakaway bumpers. If you bump something, you'll notice that this is a 3-piece bumper in the front. So you can have a lot less cost to repair because of things like that. Of course, this is tying into our on-guard system here. You've got your fog lamps down below. This does not have the C9. There's a grill upgrade that you could get. So this is a standard grill. I really think that this looks sharp on this coach. Also, you'll notice that we don't have the Amish racing wheels on this coach. We have our standard Alcoas here. So that's a really nice look. This is a really blingy, very, very beautiful coach. And I like the aluminum wheels. I have those on my coach as well, just because black wheels are a little harder to take care of. Before we go today though, I wanted to go ahead and take a chance to walk you in. And then Jody, notice that on the back of this door here, so you have your, I didn't have this on my 2020, so it's a really nice blackout shade system. But take a look at this walking room. This is just amazing. So this is with the slides all closed up. I have access all the way to the back. When I say all the way to the back, we're talking like I can do laundry. So I can do all of my laundry. This is such a fancy thing. So when I have my washer and dryer, I don't need to put a slide out to change everything over. And then I have a great place. I can fold everything, get it all situated. Now I don't have access to these lower drawers, so I'll have to put it away when I get home. But I mean, how much room could you ever hope for in a coach? And then you'll notice this is the narrowest portion of my coach. So if I had like a big dog, he could totally get back there. And if I had like a big husband, he could totally get in here. So this coach with its slides in is completely accessible the whole way through. Now, if you wanted to be able to do pit stops and stop along the road and have access to your bunk doors, I get this question a lot. They do open. There's a doorknob here, a little handle that keeps you from getting all the way in or opening it all the way without putting the slide out. If you have kids and you're planning on stopping, and I always tell people, you know, if you pull into Walmart late at night and you want to sleep for, you know, 6 or 8 hours and then get up and start driving again, the best thing you can do is not get out of your coach. And of course, you don't need to. If you took this insert out, you could have the kids go right to bed without having to get in and out or without having to put your slide out at all. And of course, that is hugely convenient because you can get into your bunk over cab. It's completely accessible with the slide closed. So everybody could actually get into their sleeping area. Now, of course, when you have your theater seats here, you can't put a queen mattress out here in front of these seats without having to slide out, but you'd still have enough room to sleep at least 1 or 2 here, 2 up there, another 2 here, and another 2 back here. So huge amount of sleeping room. Again, this is stock number 5N221266. Again, 5N221266. Whatever I can do to help you get out on the road, get out there camping. Thank you so much for tuning in to us every Monday at 10:30. You'll find me live giving you another world-class presentation of another fantastic RV here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV. Again, my name is Katie O'Neill. Feel free to text me, email me, give me a call. That's how I met the gentleman who we're talking to. He and his wife came in to see this coach over the weekend, all of course by communication over phone, stemming from videos. So call me, please let me know how I can get you on the road. And thank you so much for tuning in today at Transwest Truck Trailer RV here in sunny Frederick, Colorado.